believe we peaked in the 90s. Come on, come on, come on, prove me wrong. Tuck your friendship bracelet back in your shell suit sleeve. Come on back in time with me. Avid again, and hello, it's Fo, and welcome back to Project Zomboid. Our man, Sir Ramos Ravioli, our chiseled survivor, still going, working his way towards 100 days survived. He's built a super awesome base. The weather's starting to get cold now. He's actually feeling chilly. Okay, we're not going to hang around reading all day. Country club is one of the last major things we've got to conquer. Still plenty of loose zombies around. Yeah, we're still working on the houses around here. Try and get some more vehicles, as many as we can. Take them back with us. At this stage, alarms are good. We're going to draw in the undead. Saves us from any nasty surprises. At least when they're all out in the open and they're coming towards us, we know what we're in for. As I say, at this point, he's a grizzled survivor. Looks like we've got a boarded up home. Hopefully there'll be a stash of weaponry in there for us. Keep this going. Houses this big that are survivor homes. We'll need a couple of carloads. Yeah, that car alarm did us a favour, really. Bringing the zombies to us. Yeah, they're coming in from every angle. Just got to be like a lighthouse. Plenty of 360s. Keep an eye out. Always backing up as we're taking on a bunch of them. Yeah, we've got through a fair number of zombies. There's always more. Perished here before, underestimating the amount of zombies that are around these houses. Yeah, there's plenty of weapons in this home. Nice new machete, full condition. Yeah, that'll certainly help us get through all these zombies. Should be plenty of canned food in here as well. Typical of survivor homes. We've even got some medical supplies. Oh yeah, look at this. Yeah, as I say, the bigger the home, the more containers. And they should all have decent stuff in them. Might need a couple of trips to get it all this precious loot. Yeah, we've got some food that we can eat straight away. without needing to cook anything. Should keep us going. Taking rope for more escape ropes for the base. Got some friends hiding in the rooms. That's fine. We're super fast at swinging at this stage. Should be able to outdraw them. As long as there's not multiple hiding. Someone was trying to break into a cupboard rather than try to break out. Yeah, gotta be careful. They're not always banging on the doors. Yeah, bathrooms and kitchens. Tends to be the containers that have all the good stuff in them. So yeah, an ensuite bathroom upstairs and a proper bathroom. Doubling your chances of getting good stuff. Yeah, spear didn't last this long, but never mind. I've got two waiting for us, but never mind. We're still faster than all that. We're able to raid a little bit more of the country club proper. This is like a ballroom. It has a bar. Also has the grand piano, which is what we want. I'll take that back to base at some point. Again, we'll need a few runs. Yeah, we can transplant all this stuff back to our own bar. And get the piano set up in our music room. We can record some music videos and performances, 90s style. And hopefully send them out using the TV truck. See if we can send out some friendly signals to the rest of the world that we're still kicking. Yeah, lots of parts for the piano. A few trips back and forth. Get there. Yeah, the zombies just keep on coming. Got a key that might help us. I really wanted some more pool cues and pool balls from these three tables that are up here. But sadly, there was nothing there. No balls or cues to help decorate our own pool table back at base. We've got our piano set up. We've got all our stuff set up. We've got our piano, our computer, our radio, our surveillance system. He's got enough stuff to record and edit a video. Yeah, I want to get this room all set up with all the musical stuff. Everything you would need for a little performance. If there are any survivors hanging about in Louisville, with their TV still on, good to finally get a signal. Get some hope relayed by another survivor. He's still eating his stews and soups, helping him get that cooking XP. Try and get that skill as finished as he can. Yeah, his time is getting limited now. Got to balance out, clearing out all the zombies, checking all the containers for loot in the area that we're trying to get completely discovered and looted. This base is pretty solid, but we can always do a little bit more work there. We'd like to get a nice walkway all the way around all the edges, so that no one can jump over the external walls. And fences all the way around, so we're not going to fall off. Yeah, that's a lot of wood. Still want to finish our shortcut through the woods. It's going to be an easy way through to the country club. From the bottom of our main road, it leads down from the base. The idea would be that you could continue exploring further into the county by taking that shortcut. Save him a bit of time driving back and forth when he's going further afield. Yeah, the bonus is that it's providing us with plenty of timber that we can use for base building. I would like to catch some birds with these traps, but not being very successful. We're leaving bait and the bait is disappearing, but yeah, we're not catching anything yet. We're doing pretty well with our generator maintenance. It hasn't randomly run out on us at any point. Not come back to find the freezers off or anything. Still got another 44 boxes of nails, which should hopefully be enough to do all the carpentry work that we want to do. Reading more of our farming book. Again, helping us get as much XP as we can. Level up as far as we can for farming before his time is up. Still plenty of zombies coming out the woodwork. We're going to places that we've been to before. Just the zombie migration. They're all wandering out of the woods and into the road. So we take another evening trip back to the country club. The rain, I'm sure, brings out more of the zombies. Makes them wander around. Yeah, more great stuff. Could really... We've got the wood axe. That's what we really need, I think, for chopping down the rest of this forest. Not sure what else, tools-wise or weapons-wise, we would like. Katana would be great. I've never had a katana in any of my playthroughs. I've also never survived this long either. I think you have to wait a while before those kind of things are going to spawn. Yeah, it should be long enough by now, I'd like to think. But yeah, if there was anywhere where we're going to find one, it would probably be in a survivor home like this. I'm sure we've got all the books that we're going to need. We can take some more things for alleviating our stress. Newspapers and things. Still working on our electronics XP. Getting that as high a level as we can. Diligently disassembling electronics. The scrap electronics is good for fixing our generator, but he has got about 500 scrap electronics back at base. Yeah, he's definitely set up to survive indefinitely. If it wasn't for the game updating to a new build and having to start all over again, he'd definitely be well positioned to keep going, expanding out the way, keep looting things, seeing more of the map, think you definitely need to set up sort of solar power to maintain the base, and then use the generator as a backup, so you wouldn't run out of power so quickly. You can travel further afield, still keep the freezers going back at base. But yeah, that's a mod you would need to earn. That would be the plan, if you could continue the adventure into the next build. The game is so large, the map is so large, and there's so much stuff to do, places to investigate, zombies to kill. I'm sure you could just play indefinitely. Once you've got enough experience, and you're not so threatened by the zombies anymore, and you're surviving for longer and longer periods of time, you've got to make up your own goals, really. That's one of the immersive parts of the game. It's up to you. How would you survive in the apocalypse? Which things would you prioritize? If you're just playing the 1 hour days, you could certainly see more of the time passing and the seasons going. With us playing 6 hour days, it's the equivalent of, I don't know, surviving about a year and a half, doing the 100 days. Sort of time spent. I think when you give yourself more time to get stuff done, it's a little bit more relaxed. Takes away some of the pressure. Certainly the first week, 10 days, 2 weeks sort of time, it's a bit sort of frantic. And then you're trying to get in all the experience from the TV shows. You're trying to secure all the food before all the fridges and freezers go down, when the power goes off. You're developing plans to escape the helicopter. So yeah, it's all a bit frantic in the beginning. And then you're sort of on your own for pacing things. So yeah, giving yourself a little bit more time certainly helps for those first couple of weeks. Yeah, our van has lost a wheel, so we're swapping it for another car. Thankfully the vehicles are in decent condition, kind of average condition. That more of them are available to us. We've got enough mechanics experience, hopefully, that we can fix these things. I do like the big vans, so probably we'll go back and put a wheel on it to go and recover it. But yeah, a vehicle suddenly stopping working is not the end of the world. Don't have that far to walk before we can find another one to use. Again, we're cooking off a lot of stale meat. Even if we don't get to consume it or mix it in with other things, at least we're cooking it off and getting the experience. Get a little bit of experience putting it back into a salad. A little bit more with the soups and stews. But yeah, it's all XP. It's all good food. We don't want to go overweight, but I don't think we're close to that. I'm sure we're fine. Composter is filling up. Yeah, we're fairly getting through the zombies. Yeah, our weight is okay. Would be good if we could lose the smoker trait through abstinence or whatever. Make a terrible error here. Adding fuel. Want to add the spare books that we've got left over, and accidentally add in the book that I was trying to read. And I don't have another copy. of farming 5. So it takes me a little minute to realise what I've done. But yeah, I had a bunch of spare literature in my main inventory along with the precious book that I was still in the middle of reading. And added everything in as fuel for the stove that we don't even need because it's not that cold. Yeah, that's one of the biggest errors of the run, but never mind. So he wakes up the next day looking for this book. Then tries to see if he can get the book back out, but no, it's been ripped up into bits. Sadly, there's no retrieving it. At least I figured what I'd done, but yeah, not much help. I go for all our spare literature that's ready to get turned into fire material, but sadly, don't have another copy of it. Just gonna have to do it the hard way without the maximum XP boost, but never mind. We're not far off being able to level up mechanics, that we could have another book to read. So generally, when we're looking at these cars, I want to take out the parts that are red and going to be no use if we were to swap them into another car, and then just dump them on the ground. All the bits that we don't need, all the bits that are in poor condition, just throw them all away, leaving only good parts left over that we could potentially transplant. Hopefully all this messing around will give us enough mechanics XP. It's not an essential skill when your vehicles are all in average condition. Once you've got the ability to hotwire, and you've got loads of gas from the gas station, there's really nothing stopping you, just constantly car hopping. It's one of the settings I always change. I don't find it realistic that all the cars would be in terrible condition instantly. Doesn't make much sense to me. Yeah, there's no reason why that van doesn't work. Try replacing parts one at a time for other good parts. See if I can get it working. Yeah, doesn't like it. So we get another escape rope laid. Easy traversing around the different floors of the base. We've got our fridges full. Leaving spare lots of stew and things just in the oven. Just going down the road, of course it's been raining. There's zombies appearing from somewhere. Yeah, just coming out of the woods. It could be migrating from further areas. Coming into our designated area, because it's lacking zombies. Either which way, when you think you've got them all, you haven't. So we try to repair our vehicles that gave up on us. Halfway to the country club or halfway home. Again, just leaving things strategically. The vehicles will mean you've got less distance to travel. If one of the cars you're in gives up, you won't have that far to go back down the road. Don't get something that works. There was one run that I was collecting all the jewellery so I could use it for something. And that wasn't the case. Still tend to grab the money, even though you don't really need that either. Shotgun shells, definitely useful. Yeah, some vitamins. No sign of a katana. don't think you can repair the katana either, so probably would be short-lived glory. Hacking and slashing our way through the zombies. Still, it would be nice to see one of all the important items in the game. Machete's really good though. Hacking our way through these big groups. Yep, he's got the skills for navigating these hordes. He's got the protection, he's got the weaponry. There certainly are heaps of them around here. Just that it's a kind of rural location doesn't mean there's not heaps and heaps of them here. As I've said, it's quite a large area. Lots of sort of outbuildings. And plenty of tree-lined areas where they couldn't come creeping out of the trees at you. And we're working our way towards the golf course. Be good if we can take out some of the zombies there. Make us less likely to run into them. And we're working on our shortcut. Got a level of spear skill. We should swing it slightly faster and it should do slightly more damage. Gonna mark some of the places that we've cleared out on our map. Do still have some more of those houses to go. Trying to get rid of most of these zombies that are hanging about in the open. It's better to do this first before you get into tighter situations. With less room to maneuver. So this is where we should come out with our shortcut. See if we can work our way backwards a little bit. We've been currently working from the other side. Been kind of working our way sideways rather than directly down. So we'll see if we can kind of go directly up from here. And try and catch up with where we've been making our shortcut from the other side. I'm seeing some gaps in between the trees over there. So hopefully it's not a massive distance. Got to watch out for zombies jumping out on us. The noise of cutting down the trees can bring them to you, but also mask their groans so you can't hear them coming. So it's not the safest thing to be blindly just chopping your way through a forest. Try to see how far off we are, how much more we need to do. And we're right out here, so it's not that far we need to go to finish our shortcut. But this is how far we've gone in the wrong direction, and we've been working sort of parallel to the golf course, rather than connecting it up, which is not great. But it should be not far from where we've ended up over here, down to the golf course. Yeah. Had one sneak up on us, but not today. Yeah, not that safe to go wandering through the woods like this. He's a grizzled survivor, he can manage. If we carried on the way we were going, we would hit the golf course eventually, but we'd be almost at the end of the golf course over here. This is where we've left our car. So yeah, we were kind of working parallel. Sense of direction, not that good when working your way through a forest. Try and clear out these smaller trees so we can get the car through without the car bumping into the small trees and things, getting snagged up on these things. Good if we can get it all cleared out. Create the space. Yeah, certainly during the rain, chopping things down. It's masking the sound of the zombies, whilst making plenty of noise to rile them up. So yeah, got to keep our eyes peeled. He's getting tired. It's only 20 to 2 in the afternoon. Sensing he might need a snooze. Yep, he's immediately tired. 2 feet after taking the vitamins. Yeah, if you can keep getting rid of that first layer of tiredness with the vitamins or coffee or whatever, it's easier to stay at this level of almost being a little bit tired. If you get to the second level of being tired, it's pretty hard to bring it back to level 1. And really hard to bring it 2 levels back to not being tired at all. Another level of long blade from all our machete madness. Should mean that more often we're doing one-hit kills. I'm needing a couple of shots at it. Tiredness is going to negatively affect it. Hunger probably as well. Probably working against us. Yeah, we'll do what we can. Don't want to just run away and try and go to sleep. Not sure how secure these houses feel to go for a little nap. It's probably more efficient to sleep here rather than going all the way back to the base. But yeah, how safe would that feel? Not very. Yeah, in an immersive game like this, I think feeling safe is half the battle. Yeah, it's pretty terrifying when you start playing. Fear of the zombies. Yeah, you get there after a while. After many deaths. Stop making the mistakes that got you killed. Once you've died 10 or 15 different ways, you know, you learn. It's a lot of progress to sacrifice to go all the way back to the start. So yeah, you just get a bit more careful with experience. Started this playthrough with about 600 hours. He's nearing 1,000 hours at this point. Just from working through the extra long days. So yeah, he's back to base, well fed, gonna have a little nap. Quite sensible. Try and restore his stats a bit. Gonna try and repair our wood axe a little bit. Keep that going. I've got another one from that stash house, but yeah, I want to get everything as repaired as possible. Repairing it over and over again, the repair becomes less effective, basically. Yeah, we've still got plenty of materials to make the repairs. So yeah, your most precious weapons, you're going to have to push it to the point that you've done loads and loads of repairs in it. Try and keep that condition up. So head back to our shortcut to try and meet up with the path that we carved up the way from the golf course. Got that shortcut completed, so there is a line that we can get the car straight through. I have the title of Lumberjack Legend, along with everything else. Yeah, the more trees we chop down, the more lumber we've got to keep working on the base. Yeah, getting a bit of flooring either side of the fence means that no one could jump over the fence. That'll protect against the raiders, hostile NPCs, that sort of thing. Yeah, he's planning for every eventuality. Obviously the zombies could still throw themselves at the walls until they break it down. But hopefully we're doing enough work to keep the zombies away from the base. Going out enough times that we're spotting them. And that are migrating closer and closer to the base. Yeah, into another box of nails. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll have enough nails to do everything we want to do. That's the only thing limiting the size of your awesome base. You can get some nails from disassembly, but yeah, it's not the same as having boxes and boxes of them. Not going to get very far with just the handfuls that you're getting from disassembling beds and things. On these corners we want to give ourselves a bit of a platform, so that if we do need to defend the base, we have plenty of space on the corners for a couple of NPCs and ourselves to be fighting off the hordes. We're going to get escape ropes on the inside, so we could quickly climb the battlements, but not on the outside, so nobody can get in. Another day done. It's up at 6, that's a decent time. Weather's not great again, but never mind. When he starts to get soaking, we'll make sure and dry him off with all our bath towels. Make sure he doesn't catch a cold. All the logs back, making these wooden walkways. Gonna make walkways from the base out to the edge, so it's pretty easy to scramble to the battlements. Certainly got enough space within the walls for all the activities that we might need to do. Future skills that be coming. Potentially some room for some animals as well. There's plenty of fields around about us to expand into if need be. Yeah, definitely my favourite location for a riverside base. As you see, good potential for upgrading and expansion. Get a lovely brunch soup down him. Yeah, plenty of small trees growing round about to get logs from. Don't want to make a long trip all the way back down the shortcut. Yeah, we've pretty much got our way through. We should be able to make the channel a little bit wider if we need more logs. Should be able to take a route straight through. Yeah, I don't want to wreck the vehicles trying to get through the woods. But yeah, hopefully we've made enough space. The shortcut should be good. Do a little farming. Still a little sad that he's not getting maximum XP. So he ripped up his book. Never mind. Yeah, our composter is getting almost full. But no actual compost made yet. So, yeah, still not sure how that works. It feels like all the rotten food is not being wasted. Maybe it just takes a long time to decompose and become compost. Just not sure about that mechanic. Gonna rebait some of our traps. Yeah, still no success with the birds. I'm sure they wouldn't have much meat on them anyway. At the same time, we've got animals busting out of cages and breaking them. So we are catching some stuff with our better traps. We're just not coming back frequently enough to get it out of the traps before it escapes and destroys everything. Do a little bit more mechanics. Again, just dumping stuff when it's in terrible condition out of the cars. Leaving just the decent bits. We can take all the decent bits back to our garage at the base. Or we can just use them to Frankenstein some good cars together out of the stuff that we've got here. There's plenty more trees growing here as well that we can chop down for more logs if we want to. Yeah, this car just needs a window, so nice and easy to get a decent window in there. Should be a good car now. See if we can get it hot wired, get it fired up. It's even got gas in it. We'll fill up the boot with some logs before we go. Yeah, he's trying to balance his time between base building, clearing out the country club. Still got to go visit the radio tower, make sure that's in good condition. Hasn't been overrun by zombies. That should help us get our message out when we want to. Contact the rest of humanity. See if anyone's still alive. Yeah, at least he's got stuff to do. Yeah, after a while, you've got to start giving yourself missions. Keep yourself motivated. Sure, it would be easy to just hang around the base and try not to go anywhere. You would probably survive quite a long time. But there'd come a point where the migrating zombies would get closer and closer. You'd probably get caught out. Another axe down. Another box of nails opened. Another walkway out to the edge. Yeah, we want to be able to access any side. So we can make a beeline for trouble to defend the base. Yes, a bit more wooden floors and nails required. I'm sure we'll get there in the time we've got left. Yeah, more stuff going into the composter. Yeah, we were definitely farming too much food, I think. So yeah, making the shortcut a little bit wider. Picking up more of the spare logs that were left behind. Still a decent stash of them. Definitely got enough logs. Keep doing what we're doing. Just gotta make the trips back and forth. Getting rained on even with the umbrella. Make sure to sort that out with a couple of towels. Again, don't want to get too soaked through. End up catching a cold. Yeah, future-proofing the base. Definitely being stood in good stead for the next update. If he was allowed to carry across his progress. Yeah, still zombies appearing on this road right next to the base. On the way down to the shortcut. Not much use. Never truly safe. Yeah, so we're just widening this path. That's our shortcut complete now. Getting errors from trying to pick up logs. Don't think it's the mods doing that. Can't be sure. Still traumatized from playing The Sims from all these things not working. Game grind into a halt when you've got so far. I really don't want to see any errors or anything. I want the game to just work. But the last time I got an error it was handling logs as well, so blamed it on the rainwash mod that we installed but didn't work. And even it not working, I'm not sure if that was a conflict with something else that we were using. I never used mods before this playthrough, so can't be sure. Yeah, there's so much to learn, so many mechanics and things. Even after you've been playing a long time, there'll be still some things you don't know how they work. The game's not obvious at telling you either. It likes to surprise you. Surprise mechanics. It's quite easy for things to go wrong when you try to do something that you don't understand or you've never done before. Put the wrong thing in the microwave. Like a jar. And then it'll just set your whole base on fire, you know? Yeah, if you find a jar of cabbage, uncooked, I don't know how you're supposed to cook it, but definitely don't put it in the microwave. I know there's no metal goes in the microwave, but I wasn't sure about glass, not sure how that works. Maybe the jar has metal clips on the handles or whatever, that's not telling us about. And fire is pretty destructive. It's a good way to lose all your progress on your lovely base that you spent months building. Just all burns to the ground horribly. Yeah, there's plenty of demoralizing disasters that can occur. As I say, every death is a lesson learned. Something you're not going to do next time. So we've made decent progress. Another day almost done. He's pushing his luck into the darkness. Try to get as much done before bedtime. Just got 39 boxes of nails now. We are getting through them. Yeah, after all these walkways, we've got to do sort of security fences. But we'll get there. We'll come back next time, pick up where we left off from. Until then, do take it easy. I'll see you all in the next one.